Dak Prescott, the rise, the fall, and the record-breaking legacy. In the NFL, the road from overlooked prospect to superstardom is paved with grit, determination, and the occasional heartbreak. For Dak Prescott, it was a journey of monumental highs and devastating lows, a rise that defied odds and a fall that tested his resolve. And yet, against all expectations, he became the highest-paid player in NFL history. This is his story. Dak Prescott wasn't born into the limelight. Raised in Horton, Louisiana, he grew up with a strong work ethic instilled by his mother, Peggy, who always told him, "Stay humble and never stop working." He excelled as a quarterback in high school but wasn't heavily recruited. Colleges saw him as undersized and lacking the polish of a five-star recruit. But Dak didn't care. He had a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. At Mississippi State, he became a star, leading his team to the #1 ranking for the first time in school history. His dual-threat ability and poise under pressure made him a Heisman candidate. Yet, come draft day in 2016, the NFL didn't see a future star. Dak Prescott waited patiently as round after round passed. Finally, in the 4th round, with the 135th pick, the Dallas Cowboys selected him. He was a backup, nothing more, behind franchise quarterback Tony Romo. But fate had other plans. When Romo went down with an injury, Dak seized the opportunity. In his rookie season, he led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record and was named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dak Prescott had arrived. He was more than just a quarterback. He was a leader, a man who carried the weight of one of the most iconic franchises in sports. Fans loved him, teammates respected him, and the Cowboys believed they'd found their next superstar. Over the next few years, Dak cemented himself as the Cowboys' leader. He threw for thousands of yards, engineered game-winning drives, and kept the Cowboys competitive. But the team struggled in the playoffs, and critics began to question whether Dak could take them to the promised land. Then, in 2020, disaster struck. Dak was playing under the franchise tag, betting on himself for a massive contract extension. But in Week 5, against the New York Giants, a gruesome ankle injury sent shockwaves through the league. In an instant, everything was in jeopardy: his career, his contract, and the future he'd worked so hard to build. For months, Dak rehabbed tirelessly, determined to prove he wasn't done. And he did come back, stronger than ever. In 2021, Dak returned to the field, throwing for over 4,000 yards and leading the Cowboys to the playoffs. His resilience silenced the doubters and won him the respect of fans and analysts alike. The Cowboys rewarded his determination with a record-breaking contract, a 4-year, $160 million deal, with $126 million guaranteed. It made Dak Prescott the most expensive player in NFL history at the time. But for Dak, it was never just about the money. He used his platform to give back, supporting mental health initiatives and helping underprivileged communities. His rise to wealth and fame didn't change the man his mother had raised. Dak Prescott, the star quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, a man built for greatness. But even the strongest heroes have moments of fragility. For Dak, his NFL journey has been a testament to the human spirit as he faced injuries that tested his body, mind, and heart. This is the story of his injuries and the resilience that made him stronger. Dak Prescott's rise wasn't without its challenges, even before he reached the NFL. In 2013, during his college career at Mississippi State, he suffered a nerve injury to his arm during a game against Kentucky. It was a moment that left fans and coaches worried about his future. Dak Prescott: "I've always been taught to face adversity head-on. I'll recover, and I'll come back stronger." And he did. Dak's resolve saw him through the injury, propelling Mississippi State to new heights and solidifying his reputation as a gritty, fearless competitor. When Dak Prescott entered the NFL, he was seen as a backup, a raw talent who would learn behind veteran quarterback Tony Romo. But fate intervened. In his rookie year, Dak led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record, earning Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. But the NFL is an unforgiving league, and it wasn't long before the physical toll began to mount. Even as Dak excelled, the hits began to pile up. In 2019, whispers of nagging injuries began to surface: sprained shoulders, bruised ribs, and battered legs. Dak's ability to stay on the field masked the true cost of his fearless play style. Dak Prescott, press conference. Pain is part of the game. It's about how you push through it. October 11th, 2020. A day Cowboys fans will never forget. In a game against the Giants, Dak scrambled out of the pocket, a routine play he'd executed countless times before. But this time, it ended in disaster. A compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle. The sight of Dak being carted off the field, tears streaming down his face, was a gut-wrenching moment for fans, teammates, and even rivals. Jerry Jones, press conference. Dak is the heart and soul of this team. We know he'll come back stronger, but today is a tough day for all of us. The road to recovery was grueling. For months, Dak endured painful rehab sessions, determined to reclaim his position as the leader of America's team. He wasn't just battling to play again, he was fighting for his career. Dak Prescott, social media video. I've been knocked down before. This is just another chapter in my story. I'll be back. In the midst of his recovery, the Cowboys made a statement of faith, signing Dak to a record-breaking 4-year, $160 million contract. It was a gamble, a testament to their belief in his resilience. Dak didn't just return, he dominated. Throwing for over 400 yards in his first game back, he proved that his injury hadn't diminished his talent or his will to win. But the NFL doesn't wait for anyone. In 2022, Dak suffered a thumb injury that sidelined him for several games. It was another setback in a career defined by resilience. When Dak returned, the pressure was immense. Fans and analysts questioned whether he could still be the same player who had once electrified the league. Dak Prescott's career is a story of grit and perseverance. His injuries have shaped him, not just as a player, but as a leader who inspires those around him to never give up. Every time I step on that field, I'm grateful. I've been through the worst, and I've come out stronger. That's what life and football is all about. Dak Prescott's journey isn't defined by his injuries, but by how he's overcome them. From the devastating ankle fracture to the thumb injury that tested his resolve, Dak has shown that true greatness lies not in avoiding adversity, but in rising above it. His story is far from over, and the best chapters may still be ahead. Pain is temporary. Pride lasts forever. Hope you guys have enjoyed with this long story of Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, struggle injuries, and money-making machine in the history of NFL kindly. Do support our channel by Super Chats and Super Thanks.